Today we'll explore how to journal using Carl Jung's active imagination technique and how to never rely on shadow work prompts ever again. And if you are interested in learning more about Jungian psychology and the authentic shadow integration methods, you can join my newsletter down below. I will send you a copy of my book Pistis, Demystify Jungian Psychology. So now let's get into that. So I have a video in which I mercilessly criticized using shadow work prompts, as they are often ineffective and honestly they have no real foundation in any kind of psychology. However, I'm not against journaling, and in fact, if you do it in a specific way, it can be incredibly beneficial and you never need to rely on any kind of prompt. So Carl Jung developed this technique called active imagination. And people often discuss this method focusing exclusively on imagery and fantasies. And they forget that the psyche is structured around 4 functions. So this means that a psychic image actually has 4 layers: thinking, feeling, sensation, and intuition. Also, the crux of active imagination is being able to make the unconscious objective and give it shape, be it through music, painting, fantasies, imagery, writing, or even dancing. And the second step is then analyze and confront this material from a conscious perspective. So in this light, to establish a living dialogue with the unconscious through journaling, we must achieve the flow of automatic writing. So in other words, we must learn how to freely pour our unconscious feelings, perceptions, intuitions, and thinking patterns onto the paper. In that way, we can gain insight into the shadow complexes and archetypal patterns governing our behaviors and decisions. So here's how this works. The personal shadow is mainly formed by complexes, and Carl Jung refers to these complexes as the architects of every symptom. And these complexes produce fixed narratives in our minds that distort our interpretation of reality and shape our behaviors and decisions. And the less conscious we are about them, the more power they have over our conscious mind. And that's why being able to recognize these narratives is so valuable, because once they become conscious, they also become more malleable. We can question them and find new solutions and finally have a sense of authorship. So the first step is training yourself to achieve the flow of automatic writing. So you literally just have to take pen and paper and start writing non-stop about whatever is going through your mind. And your first objective is to bridge the gap between your thoughts and how fast you can write them. And eventually, your hand will kind of acquire life, start moving by itself. And you'll be surprised by the new sentences appearing on paper, because these are things you never realized were running in the background. And personally, I like to focus on a few departure points. The first one is affects, also known as triggers, dream fragments, a genuine question, spontaneous fantasies, and also a narrative or repeating pattern that are always associated with these shadow complexes. So I simply keep one of these in mind and allow the feelings to overtake my body, like really sink into them and start writing. And sometimes I had to push for a few minutes writing gibberish, while other times everything comes really fast. But once I have something concrete on paper, a few sentences at least, I lead with more questions. And I focus on 3 key elements. First, why and how was the narrative constructed and if there are any attached memories. Second, how is this narrative serving me in the present moment? And third, how am I actively contributing to keeping it alive? And an important key for this whole process is to not identify with what's on paper and approach it as an observer, because your ego complex must be intact for this practice. And that's why active imagination is so distinctive, because it's about having a back and forth with the unconscious, challenging the material and acquiring new perspectives. And it's also very possible to begin seeing imagery or even hearing something during this practice. And in this moment, I try to describe what I'm seeing or even ask questions directly. And it's interesting because Jung says that these shadow complexes and archetypes have the nature of being personified. In other words, that feeling of shame, guilt, excitement, or even repressed creativity can take the form of a person or a creature. And during this writing session, you can actively engage with these different elements. Of course, I'm not saying that these are living entities. It's only a symbolic representation of an unconscious aspect. But in the end, I want to highlight that this whole process is only valid if you apply your insights to better your real life and relationships. Otherwise, it's pure mental masturbation and no better than a generic shadow work prompt. And I'm gonna illustrate this with a personal example. So in the past year, 2024, I had many active imagination experiences in which I was presented with a sword, and after engaging with this image, I understood I was being called to write. So the sword often symbolizes the logos, the verb, and the written word. So this creative element was asking to be integrated. But inner work must be embodied with practical actions. And that's why I changed my schedule, rearranged clients, and even my business structure so I could write as often as possible. And I ended up writing over 100 articles. And that's how my book Pistes Demystify Human Psychology came to be. And recently I just surpassed 300 copies sold. And this is absolutely insane to think that over 300 people have a copy in their homes. So every time we seek insight into the myth of the unconscious, our responsibility increases. Keep that in mind. And if you want to learn more about Carl Jung's whole shadow integration process and his authentic methods, you should check the next video over here.